All right.
Have a forum, you're ready to go.
Yeah, no, but nobody else is expected, right?
Nope.
All right, we'll move ahead then. All right, meeting come to order. The first item of new business is permit number 22401. Craig Scribner Senior, located at 77 Bristol Cliffs Drive, parcel 090153, requesting final approval for a two-lot subdivision under Unified Development Regulations, Article 9, Section 930. And if I remember right, we turned this one a minor
That is
at
correct.
the sketch plan. So this is the first and final hearing. So, Jason, you want to walk us through briefly again?
Sure. I think Chris can pull up the PL1 and zoom in a little bit.
Trying.
Okay.
Let's get my folks on Zoom so they can.
Any changes from the sketch plan?
There were no changes from the sketch plan.
Okay.
Minor, just little tweaks of the subdivision line, but when I say minor, a foot here or there.
Yep.
Tied in with existing pins. The water and wastewater permit has been submitted. There's been turnover and new staff with the Department of Environmental Conservation, so everybody's waiting for their permits. I can assure you that won't be an issue here because we have exceptional soil,
Yeah, it works.
conventional system. Two-lot subdivision, plenty of road frontage. Craig talked to the road foreman, got his blessing on the access to the new lot, which is actually better than Bristol Cliffs Drive. It has better sight distance in each direction. So we're set there, and we do have a replacement area identified for the existing residents.
For the existing residence, which is lot 2, right?
Lot two, yeah.
Lot 2 is the lot that's accessed off of.
Bristol Cliffs Drive with the existing side.
Yeah,
So lot 2 is on the west, and
and so lot 1 has frontage on the lower Natch Road, and that's where you've got a proposed highway access that you work out with the select board.
correct.
Okay. Let's see, and we're 2 acre minimum zone here, right?
Yep.
All right, so both lots are,
Exceed that.
yeah, lot 1 is now going to be, how big, Jason?
2.27.
Lot 1? No,
Oh, lot 1.
That's two.
2.36.
Yes.
In lot 2, Peggy is 2.27 acres, so they're both bigger than,
Exceed the 2 acres.
exceed the 2 acre minimum.
Yep.
Anybody have any questions for Jason? That's the
No
thing.
questions.
And we actually have set the monuments on the subdivision line,
Uh-huh.
and we are planning to prepare the Mylar tomorrow and bring it to Chris.
Okay,
So
and
we're
Chris will let me know when it comes in, because I have to sign it.
should be ready to go.
All right, so we just taking a quick look at. The requirements we're supposed to have, everything's in there.
So the only correction that we would make, it's the address is actually 78 Bristol Cliffs Drive.
It's gonna have a Bristol Cliffs Drive address rather than the Lower Notch Road address?
Yep.
All right, so are you talking about lot 1 there or lot 2?
Lot 1 doesn't actually have an address yet. The new lot doesn't have an address.
That's lot 2.
Lot 1 is existing.
Right, lot 1 is gonna be 78.
That's what the current 911.
All
I
right,
think you read it as something 76,
77.
77.
So the agenda is wrong. It's lot 78. Well, Craig's, the existing lot 1 is gonna remain lot 78.
It's actually, 78 Bristol Cliff
That's
Drive is a 9.
Right. And then lot 2, that'll get a 911 address once you have the driveway
Correct.
off of Lower Notch Road.
Correct.
That's correct.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for Craig or Jason? You hearing us okay, Peggy?
Yes, thank you.
No questions, looks good to me.
Okay, and John Moyers expressed his, said he saw no issues, even though he couldn't attend tonight and was in favor. And would vote in favor if he were here. So I'll move to approve the subdivision proposed for permit number 22-401. Two-lot subdivision for Craig Scribner.
Second.
We have second, any discussion on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye,
Raise your hand of those who are remote. Tom,
yes,
Brent,
Raise it, yeah.
so it's all in favor. Okay, so that passes and we're all set. So Chris will let me know.
Mylar should be here by the end of the week.
Okay,
Perfect.
Thank you.
you're more than welcome.
That's
Thanks,
it.
Chris.
That's when they don't change.
All right, next item on the agenda is a sketch plan review for a proposed two-lot subdivision, permit number 22-402, Peter J. Kuzno, located at 480 Burpee Road, parcel number 060160.3, requesting sketch plan review for a two-lot subdivision under Article 9, Section 930. Hi, Ron. Ron's here.
Application, Senator Peter.
Thank you.
His email to authorize me to represent
Okay, great.
him.
You know, I forgot to swear people in. Ted, you're fired.
that's a swear people in.
Ted, come on, I'm dependent on you. All right, Ron, raise your hand.
You've got to swear, man.
I swear that shall be before the zoning board of adjustment or development review board, sorry, shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
All right, Ron, we're here on behalf of Mr. Kuzno, and he'll walk us through the proposed subdivision.
Peter Kuzna owns land on both sides of Burpee Road. The main house that he lives in is on the east side of the road, and there's approximately 5 to 7 acres with that. And the bulk of his property, maybe 10 to 12 acres, is on the west side of the road. The lots that you see along the road have already been deeded off some years ago. There's residents on all those lots. The one house that's out off the road is a home that he put there, and his daughter lived there, and since he's rented it to others.
Are you
So
talking about the house that
That's
jogs around the barbed wire fence or the
Yeah.
fence?
that's right.
All right, that's,
That's existing.
all right,
Everything shown on there is existing.
okay,
So he is trying to get his affairs in order. For those of you that don't know Peter, he is health-wise, he's not in good shape. So he wants to set this home up with 5 acres of land for his wife when he passes. Then with the rest of the land on both sides of the road, he has road frontage down the road also on the west side. So the rest of his land would be left with his 4 children. And so right now we're talking about a 5 acre lot with that house. And because he doesn't have enough frontage on Burpee Road for that lot, and he doesn't want her to worry about that barn. So the lot ends short of the barn, and a 50-foot right of way will use as access to that property.
Yep.
Now, one of the covered is in our initial work, you can see the existing.
Yeah.
The existing driveway is
Hold it,
on
hold
the
it.
other,
Oh, I see it, yep,
is on the line or on the other side of the property.
of the hill house.
So he's gonna have to get an easement from his friends, the Hills. So he said it shouldn't be a problem.
Okay,
But that's the dimensions of that lot that Hills owns as laid out on that map.
how long's that hill lot and driveway been there? Any idea?
Long time.
Yeah, both those houses are about the same vintage.
Yeah.
In fact, that house belonged to Peter's sister and husband.
Okay,
She passed, he's still living, that's Ray. Yeah, another Kuzma.
So one of many.
so they're gonna, you think, relocate the driveway onto the 50-foot right of way or not?
No, well,
Hard
we'll
to,
leave it away as is, and he will get a right of way over the existing drive as it is.
all right, so part of the existing drive is gonna be within the new 50-foot right of way. Looks
Yes.
like. Yeah, okay, so it's gonna straddle,
He will, the 50-foot right of way is to give him the requirement, well, actually, for one lot, I suppose I could go down to 35 feet, couldn't I? Either way, it's gonna be off the south line of hill, but he needs to get another 10, 15 feet easement from the hills to get on the other side of that road as it travels to the back line of hills.
right, so, yeah, we're gonna need that.
Yes, and I,
It makes sense to go down to 35, I would
Well-
think, if you're, well,
well,
it depends on what you wanna do with the big lot.
so if it goes to 35, we're gonna squeeze that 35 to the north. So it'll be a little more space between it and the barn.
Yeah,
So when I spoke with Peter, he wanted to maximize as much of that as a right of way. He has concerns with if this larger lot was ever sold, that somebody could impede on the access to the rear house. So that was his thought behind the 50-foot, just some background from when I met with him.
boy, it'll be if that 50-foot right of way provides access to the big lot, it's gonna be a circuitous driveway.
Well,
It
he's
doesn't-
concerned with them placing something there, like a shed or something, even to create issues with visibility or even planting trees.
See, he can restrict that 50-foot right of
Sure.
way as access only to that 5-acre lot,
Yeah,
because they still have frontage where the barn is
south,
on both sides of it.
roughly how big are the remaining lands, Ron?
Say again,
The remaining lands of Kuzino, how
it's
roughly, what do you think we're talking?
probably 10 to 12 acres.
Okay,
And the lot that's identified as Reynolds, that's his frontage to the left of Reynolds. So he's got more
I see it,
frontage
yeah,
on
yeah.
Murphy Road.
yeah, I see it.
I tried talking him into creating more lots there to create a little more cash flow for everybody. He said, nope. I'm taking care of my wife and the kids can fight over the rest.
It's exact words to me too.
It's not record. And we're working on the wastewater permit. So
So,
we need a replacement area identified for that house, because the house now is on roughly 14 acres, 15 acres. And it's going to be reduced down to 5, so we have a spot identified for a replacement area, we just gotta submit the wastewater permit
So-
application.
so where's the existing septic for the existing house?
It's right behind it,
Okay, so it's on the proposed lot, 5-acre lot,
yes,
all right.
and the replacement area is also on it.
Okay, so
The
I see
only
the well there, right? I see a well, and that serves the existing house on the 5-acre lot and another property, or just the
No,
house?
just that house,
So you're gonna need an easement for the.
yeah, and we've got identified with the easement right there.
So
So
none
the
of those,
only,
okay, none of those other, all those other houses, Reynolds, Cole and Brennan all have their own wells?
yes.
Okay.
The only easement required that isn't identified on there is over that driveway, and I can't show something I haven't got permission for yet.
Yep,
What's the frontage requirement in this zone? Is it 35 feet? I'm
Unless-
sorry,
unless you have an easement,
okay.
but you, no, I don't remember.
What was the question?
What's the,
The frontage requirement in this zone.
In RA5.
In RA5,
I think it's 200 feet.
front yard setback, lot coverage, it's lot frontage, 200 feet. So that's why you have to have a,
And see,
he's got it.
So
Well,
you can
well,
have a
he's gotta
lot
have a
without
right of way.
road frontage, it's an interior.
He's
lot.
got 140 feet, I thought I
Rules
read.
about that.
Okay, that's where I was going.
and see, there's only 140 feet existing, but that's between existing lots.
Right,
So
So
he
you need
couldn't
the right of way.
subdivide that and create the minimum frontage required for that 5-acre lot, because it just didn't know how to do it.
yeah,
And leave the barn out of the picture.
right, yep, yeah, so he's gotta have a right away, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Ron, I understand what Peter's doing completely, but I'm curious, what do you think's gonna end up happening with that lot that has the barn on it? Because that's pretty strange lot, obviously not conforming as to the lot width, can't do anything about that. It's got a building right out on the front line. What does he think's gonna happen with that? What are you guys proposing, or I guess you're not?
The barn is on existing frontage, so that's okay. The
Yeah.
east line of this 5 acre lot meets the setback, that's 25 feet. And when the rest of this land is sold, whatever, that barn will go with it.
It's part of the
So
big remaining,
presumably
it's part of the
we
big
would-
remaining land.
We'd be seeing, you know, some chunk of property in the back there that would get it to the 5 acres.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
It's
happens.
just, it's an awfully
Unless it-
strange, it's an awfully
unless it's a
strange lot,
PUD.
but I don't know that we're making it any stranger, you know, it's just.
Right.
It's pretty ugly in terms of, you know, the use, but like I said, I don't think we're really making it uglier because of the 50 foot, he wouldn't be building in that area anyway. I don't know really what you do if you tore that barn down, other than make a driveway to the back and then you build a house in the back of the rest of the property you'd be adding to it.
Right, because the existing house is directly across the street from that barn on the other side of Burby Road.
So it's used as part of the property.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, yeah, I get that, but I'm just trying to think ahead, because, you know, in theory, we're supposed to do that, so if at some point it's not, you know, somebody wants to develop that property, put a house on it, I guess they put a driveway either down the other side of the barn or take the barn down, run it to the back of what would ultimately be a subdivided lot.
Yes, the rest, that bigger chunk could be developed, but the
Yeah.
road frontage, the access would be off the south side of Reynolds lot.
Oh,
Or they could tear down.
or it could be right through there, right? I mean, if you were, it could be right where the barn is or next to the barn, I guess.
Yes, they could.
Okay. Okay, well, like I said, that lot itself is a little ugly in terms of the, you know, the overall use of the property and the zoning and so on, but I don't think anything that you're proposing today is in any way materially creating that ugliness that was already there. You know, so,
So,
I get it.
so the existing house, Ron or Chris, or both, that's gonna be on the 5 acre lot, is that pre-exist as far as setbacks?
Yes.
Is it a
it's a
non-compliant,
pre-existing
it's
non-conforming.
it's a non-compliant structure?
Yes, sir.
All right,
It's existing. When they put that double wide up, they didn't know where that boundary line was. They're guesstimating it. So people are already wide-eyed as to where the lines and corners end up based on their deed descriptions.
And as you can see, the fence is another one that Peter talked about, is his barbed wire fence ended up in the Hill properties. So it was all just sort of eyeball back there.
yeah,
Did all
no,
this.
I get it.
So sometimes we please our clients and neighbors and sometimes we don't,
Yeah,
as
sure.
surveyors.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you tell us that what we always thought was our line is not our line, right?
Right, so, but we've got the setback problem that exists with the existing house is predates zoning.
Yeah.
All right, so we're not creating a non-conforming structure by, that lot line already exists on the front.
Got the lot line and the house exists.
Yeah,
They
well,
did,
both lot lines, the north-south line in the back and the east-west line that goes to the road.
yes.
Yeah, okay. Any other questions for Ron? Remember, the only issue for us tonight is to decide whether it's a minor or a major, and it's a 2-lot residential, so it's a minor. But identify any issues that the board might have questions about or want to see clarified in the final plat when we have the final hearing. So it sounds like Peter is going to stick with the 50-foot right of way, but Ron, you're going to have to come in with an easement over the hill lot for the existing driveway.
Yes, sir.
Any other, and you're gonna show us, by that time, you're gonna show us a replacement area for the existing house on the 5-acre lot, right?
Right.
And any other issues that anybody wants to discuss with Ron?
No, sir.
All right, so, Chris, well, you'll let Chris know when you're ready and he'll schedule the final.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you, Ron.
On behalf of Peter, thank you.
All right, so we're gonna try to approve old minutes. And did I print out all three? I missed, all right, so the first one that we have pending, going from oldest to newest, is January 11, 2020.
I thought we already approved that one.
Well, why is it in my
You're talking about,
February 8th? I don't know why I have a copy of January 11th. It must be from, so I don't have a copy of February 8th.
So February 8th is.
I didn't print it off.
I
I printed the April 12th one twice, which was not helpful. All right, so members present on February 8 were me, Tom, Carol, Brendan, Josh. Ted was absent, so you're not in on this one, Ted. And so this was Bristol Works for a 2-lot subdivision.
And Mr. Latresi.
Pardon?
And Mr. Latresi.
Yeah, I'm just going at them one at a time here.
the only thing you discussed that day was 75 versus 73. I believe.
Noting
For
the
the front-
existing
for the frontage.
73.7 road frontage, a waiver was requested from the 75, so that's in the minutes. And we approved the waiver. And the rest looks right to me from what I remember.
My only comment is my name's spelled incorrectly 3 times in this document.
But was it spelled correctly anytime?
Yes.
Oh, so, but more incorrect than correct.
Yes.
You prefer the majority of the spellings to be correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
It just for consistency's sake.
that sounds good.
Or you just could strike and just do J Crandall.
Either that
Similar.
or we change your name to match
Sure.
the minutes.
Sure.
That's probably.
That's what
Yeah.
we're doing.
Yep.
All right, so the next, so Peggy, you got that change?
Thank you.
All right,
So do we have enough people to vote on that one?
we do, but we gotta get through the whole, we are not through all the minutes yet. All of this one. So the next part was Leonard Latursky. It's on North Street. 3-lot subdivision. And it was sketch plan review.
Correct.
So we declared it a minor, right? And then he came in ultimately and was approved sometime later in the spring.
On the 12th, which we also have to vote on.
Yeah. All right, so are there any of the 4 of us who can vote on this? Are there any changes other than correcting the misspelling of Josh's name?
No.
All right, I move that we approve the minutes of February 8th.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, so we got that one out of the way. Next one is April 12th. Got it here someplace.
Here's a copy of this. Yeah.
I made a change of it. All right, so the April 12 minute, I was not present, so it's Tom, Brenda, and Josh. We can't do April 12th because John Wares isn't here. All right, moving on to let's see, there's April 12th.
April 26th, the next I'm seeing.
Yes, well. Got it. So I have one correction, Peggy, in the discussion section.
We have adequate people for that. The 26th.
Kevin, Ted, Brenda, Josh. That's 4.
Just making sure.
Yeah. So where I was clarifying regarding quorum, that's not quite right, Peggy. It's
What line are you on?
in discussion, procedural questions.
45.
Oh,
Thank you.
45, right, yeah. So a quorum is a majority of the board members, not the board members present. And,
Right.
and to take action requires a majority of the board, no matter how many people are present. So if there are 4 people present, that's a quorum, but you need 4 votes because a majority of the board is 4.
You can't have a simple majority.
You can't have, it's never, to take action, it's never a majority of the people present. It's always a majority of the board. And we have a 7-member board. So I think defined by a majority of the board members, and then say action requires at least a majority of the board, which is at least a majority of the board, which is 4. No matter how many people are present. And the first item on that, April 26th, was the sketch plan review for the Scrivener subdivision, which we just approved. And we deferred on February 8, deferred on April 12. That's all I have for corrections in it or additions. Anybody else? We good? All right. I move that we approve the minutes of April 26, 2022 with the correction that I gave to Peggy.
Second,
All right. Ted, you're voting on this one. All those in favor? Ted says yes, Brenda says yes, so 4-0. So it's unanimous. Any other items for discussion? We've completed our agenda.
Very efficiently done.
All right. We should all be so smooth, huh? All right, well, we're adjourned. Thanks, folks. When do you think the next one will be, Chris? Any idea? Not really.
No,
Okay.
I don't have anything for the 13, so.
All right.